Beyerdynamic. German manufacturer of high-class headphones, microphones, and wireless sound systems. Beyerdynamic, a family-owned company, was founded in 1924 in Berlin. It all began with the efforts of engineer Eugen Beyer, who was born in 1903 in Stockholm in a family with German roots. Eugen's family lived in St. Petersburg after his birth, but in 1917 the boy and his parents returned to Sweden as the situation in Russia did not allow the family to continue living there. Electrical engineering and experiments with acoustics fascinated Eugen as a teenager. Therefore, he entered Stockholm University, choosing the speciality of electrical engineer. In 1921, immediately after graduation, Eugen left for Berlin, where he intended to apply his knowledge to the full. In 1924, he founded the Elektrotechnische Fabrik Eugen Beyer, a company that manufactured dynamic speakers and eventually became the starting point of the company's history. In fact, it was a small workshop that later became known as Beyerdynamic. 2 years later, Eugen's speakers and amplifiers were in high demand, as they were designed to soundtrack films in cinemas, despite the fact that most films were still silent. In 1930, Eugen already had a full-fledged factory producing loudspeakers at his disposal, and in 1931 there were almost no silent film theaters left in Germany. By this time, Eugen's company had become a monopolistic manufacturer of specialized cinema loudspeakers in Germany. In 1935, Beyer and his co-workers began developing headphones and microphones for studio use. At that time, loudspeakers were used for monitoring, so the specialized model introduced by Beyer was, in fact, the world's first studio head-mounted monitors. In 1937, the DT48 went into production and soon became the reference model for headphones. The model was so successful that, with only minor changes, it set a real record, remaining in the company's catalog until 2012. The first DT48 headphones were assembled in mono version, but later the DT48S stereo version was introduced. The abbreviation DT stood for Dynamic Telephone. Actually, the DT48 was the world's first hi-fi headphones. In 1939, the company introduced its first studio microphone, the M19, which was chosen by the National Radio Broadcasting Company Reichs-Rundfunkgesellschaft as the main microphone. Many experts commented that among the production models of those years, the M19 was one of the best. After the war, the company's Berlin facilities were in a bad condition. Production had to be moved to the small town of Heilbronn near Stuttgart. And in this new location, the company began its post-war era of development. In 1957, the company introduced one of its best hypercardioid ribbon microphones, the M160, which was later used to record the drum kit in Led Zeppelin's When the Levee Breaks. Sound engineer Eddie Kramer used the M160 for studio recordings of Jimi Hendrix's vocals and guitar. It was also used by Tony Visconti, who produced David Bowie. In 1962, Beyerdynamic began mass production of the world's first transistorized wireless concert microphone, the so-called transistorphone, which was a revolutionary product in the world of audio. Thanks to its compact transistor transmitter, the model was quite small for the time and was widely used during all kinds of public performances. In fact, it was a complete system, as it also included a radio receiver. Beyerdynamic engineers, led by Eugen, began work on this radio microphone back in 1953. Unfortunately, Eugen Beyer never got to see the success of his brainchild, as he died suddenly in 1959. The transistor phone model gained huge popularity. It was used for press conferences with the presence of top officials, as well as at concerts with world stars such as the Beatles and Rolling Stones. After the success of this model and several other products, the company gained the status of a serious manufacturer of reliable, high-quality electronics with a worldwide recognition. After the death of Eugen Beyer, the management was taken over by Eugen's son Fred Beyer. Already under Fred's management in 1963, Beyerdynamic M88 directional microphones were officially supplied for the first visit of Queen Elizabeth II to Australia. And in 1966, the Beatles used customized Beyerdynamic E1000 exclusive ribbon microphones on their tour of Germany. In 1969, the M500 model appeared in the Beyerdynamic range, which, contrary to the opinion at the time that ribbon microphones were unreliable, proved the opposite. In 1973, the company introduced the unique DT204 quadraphonic headphones. In 1975, Beyerdynamic started to produce condenser microphones, which were characterized by a wide dynamic range, smooth response and guaranteed high-quality sound capture, which was especially important for studio use. In 1976, the ET1000 electrostatic headphones were introduced, which required a powerful high-current amplifier. Beyerdynamic had a specialized amplifier for this purpose, the N1000. In 1980, the company launched its famous DT880 Premium Class dynamic headphones. There were three versions of the DT880, the studio version with a frequency range of 5 to 35,000 Hz, the monitor version, 5 to 30,000 Hz, and the standard version with an upper frequency range of 25,000 Hz. All models had an impedance of 600 ohms. In 1981, the MPC-50 microphones were introduced, which had high sensitivity and were used in teleconferencing. In 1985, the premium line series was supplemented by two full-size stereo headphone models, the DT770, closed, and the DT990, open, with diffuse field corrected response for audiophiles, while the DT770 Pro version gained special status among musicians and sound engineers. In the same year, the MC740 Studio condenser microphone with selectable directional pattern was introduced. In 1985, the company bought the assets of its distributor Burns Audiotronics and turned it into a North American subsidiary. In 1988, Beyerdynamic provided exclusive high-end headsets DT109 and DT108 for commentators at the Olympic Games in Seoul, and the following year released an innovative series of very durable and powerful microphones TGX, designed for vocalists and equipped with magnets from an alloy based on neodymium. In 1990, the company once again confirmed its status as a manufacturer of quality audio products with the introduction of the MC742 Stereo Studio Condenser microphone. In 1995, the DT531 Hi-Fi headphones received the Diapason d'Or Award from the specialized French publication Diapason. Beyerdynamic celebrated with the RSS 433 wireless headphones. In 1997, at the Audio Engineering Society conference in Copenhagen, the world's first microphone with digital technology, the Beyerdynamic MCD100, equipped with a capsule from the MC834 analog model, was shown. At the same time, the famous Musical Beauty and the Beast premiered in Germany, using Beyerdynamic's proprietary U632-channel UHF microphone radio system. By the end of the decade, Beyerdynamic's condenser transducer microphone family was extended with the MCE90. In 1999, the German parliament in the Bundestag, Berlin, received a complete set of Beyerdynamic digital microphones. In the early 2000s, Beyerdynamic introduced a new family of Opus wireless microphone radio systems designed for musicians. A couple of years later, an improved Opus 800 series of radio microphones was introduced, featuring automatic channel targeting, which automatically searched for available frequencies. In 2005, Beyerdynamic launched Manufacture, an online project offering the opportunity to order customized headphones based on the existing DT990, DT880, and DT770 models. In 2006, the company also set up a separate division to develop audio products for aviation. At the same time, the innovative HeadZone professional monitoring system was introduced, using headphones with virtual playback of 5.1 channel sound formats. 2007 saw the introduction of the flagship TGX 930 vocal microphone. HeadZone Home and HeadZone Gaming were also introduced in 2007, emulating multi-channel surround sound. In 2009, the company was honored with the prestigious Red Dot Design Award for the MY88 microphone. In the same year, Beyerdynamic introduced the 600-ohm flagship model of semi-open T1 headphones. This model used the Tesla proprietary technology, which utilized powerful neodymium ring magnets. This technical solution allowed to bring the value of the magnetic field induction inside the transmitter to the value of 1 Tesla, which is almost twice as much as in conventional headphones. These drivers provided twice the sound volume of conventional drivers under the same conditions. In 2010, Beyerdynamic introduced the T50P closed-back overhead headphones, which won the European Imaging and Sound Association Award in the category Mobile Headphones of the Year in Europe. The T50PS driver cones were a multilayer foil sandwich. In 2012, the company released the Custom One interactive headphones. These full-size headphones featured a mechanical equalizer called Sound Slider, which was an acoustic filter that allowed you to change the bass level. The word custom in the name also referred to the ability to choose your own design, easy quick changes of ear cushions and headband padding, decorative overlays with different patterns on the outer surface of the ear cups, replacement cords, and more. The headphones were accompanied by all sorts of custom elements, which were available as an option. In 2013, the company strengthened its influence in other countries by opening offices in India and Singapore, and a new shipping center was established in Thalheim, Germany. In 2014, Beyerdynamic celebrated its 90th anniversary with a limited edition of 1,000 copies of the T90 Jubilee Open full-size monitor headphones, which were based on the well-known T90 model. As drivers were used proprietary speakers with Tesla technology, using 3-layer membranes made of special foil. The model was accompanied by a compact disc recorded using the binaural method to produce a 3-dimensional sound effect. A limited edition M88TG microphone, designed for studio use, was also released for the anniversary. The model was an updated version of the legendary M88 Classic. In 2018, the rebranded Beyerdynamic presented various series of professional and consumer headphones, microphones, conference systems, and other new products at the IFA 2018 International Consumer Electronics Show in Berlin. This year was a new starting point for the company. Since 2018, Beyerdynamic has been expanding its line of gaming headsets in an effort to provide gamers with high-quality sound that competitors have not previously offered. In the wireless segment, Beyerdynamic also updated its product range. In 2023, the company began developing the Verio 200, its first fully wireless open-ear headphones. For the 2024 anniversary year, Beyerdynamic has introduced 3 more Bluetooth models for everyday use. 2 of them, Amiron 100 and Amiron 300, are in-ear models with active noise cancellation, advanced codecs, LDAC, AAC, and up to 10 to 18 hours of runtime. The third model, the full-size Aventho 300 wireless, is based on the proven Stellar 45 driver and supports Dolby Atmos for surround sound. Among other things, It's worth noting that Beyerdynamic has put a lot of effort into expanding its line of professional microphones in recent years. For example, in 2020 the company launched 2 dynamic microphones in the Touring Gear series, the TG-I51 instrument microphone and a second version, the TG-D70 for drums. Both microphones are built in Germany in rugged metal housings and are designed for concert and studio use, combining Beyerdynamic signature sound with enhanced reliability. In October 2021, Beyerdynamic unveiled the Pro X series for streamers and content creators, featuring the M70 Pro X dynamic microphone for streaming and broadcasting and the M90 Pro X condenser microphone for recording vocals and instruments. When it comes to Beyerdynamic's flagship products, the DT770 Pro X Limited Edition has been released for the company's 100th anniversary in January 2024. This model combines the familiar design of the DT770 Pro closed-back studio headphones with the new Stellar 45 driver and detachable cable connectivity, targeting recording professionals. In autumn 2024, the company also introduced new generations of its top studio models, the closed DT1770 Pro MK2 and the open DT1990 Pro MK2 with the new German-developed Tesla 45 drivers. As of 2025, Beyerdynamic remains an independent German family-owned company with production facilities in Heilbronn. The company is known globally as one of the leading manufacturers of professional headphones and microphones. In April 2023, Andreas Rapp, an experienced audio industry executive who returned to the company after working for international brands, was appointed CEO. He succeeds Edgar van Velzen, who left the company. The chairman of the board is still Professor Wolf Michael Nietzsche, a representative of the family of Beyerdynamic's founder. The company itself believes that this management allows it to combine tradition and innovation, keeping it firmly at the top of the niche segment of professional audio equipment. Well, that brings our video on the history of Beyerdynamic to a close. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. There's plenty more exciting content coming your way.